Okay, Trista, one of the things I realize when I go out is that the world, the unchurched world, they're able to identify with this message on the kingdom. I found that in Genesis, I guess it takes us right back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, where it says that, God, let us make man in our image and in our likeness, and let them have dominion, or let them have kingdom, let them have control, let them have rulership, let them have government, let them have the ability to have authority over. This is what God built in us.
Yes.
And this is what we lost. And he said, let him have it over all of the earth. So based on that principle alone, God creating us in this fashion, men out there who are not filled with religion or distorted with tradition and Christianity even, are able to understand this message of authority of the kingdom of God.
Yes, it's powerful because that's what we lost. We didn't fall out of heaven, but with Christianity, that's the promise. You're looking for heaven. Well, we didn't fall out of heaven. So if God's going to restore us to back where we came from, he's going to restore us back to the dominion mandate that we lost. Because if he was to restore us to what we think, we'd be right back in heaven as soon as we say the prayer and we get saved, and we go right to heaven, right? But that's not what happens. And it's funny because we've gotten the mindset in the past with religion that our whole focus is on heaven. And that's not the focus of Jesus at all. As a matter of fact, most Christians pray, oh, get us out of here. It's so horrible. Lord, when are you going to come? Come back soon. And Jesus prayed the opposite. He says, Father, I pray not that you take them out of this world, but you deliver them from the evil one. So he's praying the opposite of our prayers. So what's happened is we have to refocus from heaven being our focus to here on earth, and occupy and have dominion here, because we can have heaven on earth. And that's what everyone's looking for.
That's what everybody's looking for, yeah.
And it's in you. The kingdom's in you. And he gave you the capacity to have that again, heaven on earth. And that's what man lost.
We find it in the very prayer in chapter 6, verse 9 of Matthew. He said, when you pray in this fashion, say, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So yes, we're praying to get out of here. God is saying, no way, get the kingdom in here, and let's occupy, let's take authority, and let's influence every sphere of influence here in this world, on the earth. And another thing that comes to mind is that, yes, he said, he came to seek and to save that which was lost. And it's not referring to lost people, but to that which was lost. That which was lost, referring to what we lost, which is the kingdom of God. We lost it in chapter 3 of the book of Genesis, and Jesus came to bring it back. Now we have kingdom again. We have dominion. Yes. We have the government that was upon his shoulder. It's ours, and we could take dominion again.
Yes. So we challenge you to focus on here and now, not the sweet by and by. Then how are you going to occupy and influence your sphere of influence? Like, we're called to the business mountain. We want to influence the business professions. Some of you are called to different places. You have the media mountain, you have the education mountain, you have the political mountain. If you're called to politics and you want to be city council or the mayor or in any other facet, a senator, whatever you want to do, influence that for the kingdom of God. Sometimes we get confused and we think, and this is how I used to think, if I wanted to do something for God, I have to go inside the church and do it for God. And that's a religious mindset. And so I know that now my mission field and my ministry is out in the world. He had the tares and the wheat grow together, because we're supposed to stay together, grow with the world, and influence them. Don't separate yourself from the world. And that's what a lot of times we have, that isolation mentality where, oh, we can't be like, which we're not called to be like them, but we're called to be where they are and influence them. They are not supposed to influence us.
Jesus said, I pray, Father, before they even before they even put in their request to get out of here, I'm going to pray before they even put in their request to not take them out. Don't listen to them when they pray to you, get us out of here. But I'm praying beforehand, keep them in the world. Don't take them out of the world, but don't take them out of the world, but keep them in the world.